Footy's looked a little different this year.
We're going to bring you exclusive access from our Noosa hub and have plenty of guests and have some fun.
Welcome to Talking Hub with Jack and Jarryn. I didn't think I'd say it, but here we are. We're back for Season 2 with a different sort of a spin on it this year. Welcome to Talking Hub. Oh.
We can use that. We can use that. Do you want me to take over, JB?
Yeah, you just go.
Yes, welcome back. Season 2, one less Jack involved, so the name's got a bit of a different spin. It's Talking Hub with Jack and Jarryn, and we're going to talk all thing hub while we're in our hub up in Noosa for the next few weeks. So we've got a special guest today that's joining us. Each week we'll have a special guest, and today we've got a new saint who's going very well at the moment, and Dougal Howard. So Dougal is going to join us, and he thinks that Talking Hub with Jack, Jarryn and Doug has a good ring to it. So welcome, Dougs. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, boys. It's good to be here and looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Giz, for my intro in Season 2. I appreciate it.
I'll let you talk about yourself, JB.
But we're here to talk about our special guest, Big Dougal Howard, and first year at the club, mate. How have you sort of settled in, firstly, over pre-season? Obviously, it's been a different sort of year so far, but how's the move across Melbourne been?
Yeah, it's been unreal so far. Loved every minute of it.
Can't have been that good. We got out of there pretty quick, mate.
It's been odd, as you said, for everyone. So it's been as good as can be, I think, for the season so far. Bit of a disappointing one on the weekend, but through the wins we've had, it's been good. And partners also enjoying Melbourne, so it's been a success so far.
Yeah, to probably go back a little bit into when we're all stuck in isolation, can you just tell everyone out there what you sort of got up to in that time?
Yeah, so throughout the period, got home to my parents' farm back at Wagga Wagga, working, feeding cattle every day. She was non-stop, 10-hour days. It was pretty cruisy, to be honest. Got spoilt by mum. It's a great spot back there, and it was good to get out of the city for a bit. So yeah, it kept me busy, and as I said, was nice to actually get some home cooked meals from mum for once and get looked after. No,
very good, Dukes. Thanks for that. And how are you going with hub life, mate? You enjoying it up in Noosa at the moment? It's only been sort of 8 days in. We know it's going to be a fair time away from our family and friends and whatnot. How are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Some good fun games. Plenty of FIFA, tennis. Cards, I think, is going on. Haven't got involved in it yet, but keen to go and steal a couple of the young boys' money. And yeah, as I said, plenty of FIFA, plenty of carry-on. Geary isn't much good at it, so...
Actually had a good win today. Dan Butler's been ranked number 1 in the resort, and I actually toppled him today, so I'm in a pretty good mood because that's a pretty good feat. So
was that 1v1?
No, it was 2v2. He was partnering up with Hilly. I was with Johnny Loney, and we got the chocolate. So
did I hear that it was you two versus Callum Wilkie and Dan Butler the other night in a 10-0 drubbing? Is that correct?
JB hasn't played PlayStation before, so it was an unfair advantage. We got invited over to have a little social game, and they humiliated us.
I'm not much of a gamer. If I am, I'm just good for probably a quick game of 2K, but that's about it.
No, and you've started to get a bit of a reputation as a bit of a hothead around the resort, Dukes, and whether it's tennis or FIFA, you're extremely loud. Bit of a complaint from people that are rooming next to you, actually. That might be producers of the show. So
yeah, a couple of complaints, but when the refs aren't looking after me in FIFA, it's understandable. And yeah, a couple of the partners I've had in tennis have been pretty putrid. So got to let them know my thoughts, and need better from.
Who are you rooming with? You get I've got my own room, which is fair enough. Being the captain of the footy club, got a palace and one of the little lots. And JB, you got your own room?
Yeah, I do.
Did you manage to get your own room?
No, I didn't. Obviously showed where I sit. No, I've got rooming with an old mate of mine, Logan Austin. So spent a few years at Port with him, and actually lived with him for 3 years whilst he was over there. So it's nothing new for us too, and it's good to spend a bit of time together. Haven't got sick of him just yet, but we'll see how long we're up here at the moment, and see when start to wear thin.
I've actually seen you two a lot up on your little balcony there, overlooking the tennis court, and most of the time with your tops off. So it's good to see you bonding up there on that rooftop. Maybe keep it to a minimal amount this week as we lead into the game. But yeah, a bit of vanity from that area of the resort.
Look good, feel good, play good, mate.
Speaking of getting sort of sick of certain teammates, anyone sort of annoyed you so far? How's Hannah's been?
Yeah, it's a couple obviously coming from a few of those tournaments. Hannah's is actually annoying a few boys, but he's in my good books. He's my partner for the FIFA tournament tonight, and some good chemistry between Hannah's and I. So looking forward to that. Cal Wilkie wearing thin, his competitive nature. So very close to Wilkes, but he's wearing thin.
Has it surprised you about some of the personalities of the boys coming into the footy club? I'm not sure if you knew a lot about a lot of the guys, but someone like a Hannah's who, may be surprising to people from outside the footy club about how much carry-on he has in him. So has there been a surprise of anyone that when you've come into the footy club?
Yeah, Hannah's is probably definitely the one. He's a life of the party. He brings a huge amount of energy in everything he does, game day, off field, just going out for dinner with him. So he's very good fun, funny. But yeah, there's plenty of different personalities that have really come out, and even just in the last week, 10 days, getting to know a few boys better and pick up different little things that they do. So hopefully it's a positive for us, this hub, and getting to know each other better and become more connected as a group.
Oh, well said. And JB, have you picked up any stories from the camp so far? Anything interesting happening from any of the boys so far? I know I've got one, won't name names, but there has been a little bit of accusations of some fake tanning application by a few of the boys. So there's some few boys glowing at the moment, and it's definitely not from tanning in the sun. It's definitely some the old bonsai sand or whatever you call it, rubbing that on, and there's a few boys glowing around the club.
So you don't want to name names?
I just don't want to put a whack to anyone's confidence, especially some of the younger boys. So
I will say one thing about a teammate of ours and someone I know very well because he lives with me, but Benny Patton. It's fair to say the last week, a lot of the boys, obviously, living all together and eating breakfast, lunch and dinner, have sort of realised something about him, and that's the fact that he's never had Vegemite in his life.
Absolutely outstanding.
And he's a country boy.
Yeah. And so, he's lived with me for about 2.5 years now since he got to the club, and obviously it's something I've struggled to get my head around, but I don't know. I don't think I ever really told many people, but that's sort of one of the goals for the whole group, I think, by the end of this hub to get him to try Vegemite. It's just extremely un-Australian.
He's a good country lad. You'd be pretty flat with that, but
I couldn't believe it, to be honest.
What about you?
You're looking glowing a bit for someone that hasn't been spending much time in the sun. So the Bondi Sands could be. What room are you in?
No,
we'll have to come and check that.
It's got a French heritage, so it doesn't take too much sun to get me glowing. So
okay,
lucky for me, that's the case. But what about from previous trips away, JB? Is there any stories you want to share of maybe some previous camps? I know you went to Colorado in your first year, which was an eye-opening experience for you, and you got to room with the senior players, sort of showed you the ropes, and that was all good for you.
Yeah, that was a great trip. Those altitude training camps seem a distant memory now, but they were great fun, and I just got drafted to the Saints when we went there, and was lucky enough or unlucky enough to room with you, mate.
Fell on your feet.
And you sort of showed me the ropes that trip, and I think got to know each other pretty quickly. And it was good fun. I was pretty young, so I probably didn't have too many stories. I was just going with the flow. But nothing really off the top of my head from any camps. Don't know if you're alluding at anything.
I was just interested. You've spent a bit of time away on some camps, so I thought it might have been interesting. I think what you find out in these camps.
I think it's a bit different to a camp up here.
Yeah. Just being away with your teammates. What you find some things interesting. I mean, I lived with Shawnee Dempster for 3 years, and I remember going on this trail run in Colorado. It was a 32k run we went on, and Shinner and I were flying at the front, miles ahead of anyone. Well, a couple of other boys were with us, but we had no support bus. And anyway, after about 20k's, we finally got to have a drink of water, and it was freezing cold, -24 degrees, and the the safety car pulls up to give us some water, and I've taken a sip, and I think it might have been Bo Mace at the time. He took a sip of his water, and then the girl's gone to give us a shinner and spilt it all over it. So, like, you know, a litre or so of water, negative 24 degrees, and he's absolutely spat it. And for a calm bloke, I just remember those moments on Cancer where he spat it. So that was one. And then anyway, me and Bo Mace ran off and ended up like running off on him, and he cracked his shits when he got back to camp after that. But he was famous for these camps cracking the shit. So that was one incident, and then there was another incident in New Zealand where we did about a 6-hour canoe. Jimmy Webster and I and Shinner in the canoe together, and Jimmy's at the back steering the canoe, and Shinner turns around to him about, I don't know, would have been about 2 hours in, I reckon, and absolutely lost it at him and said some profanities. And what Jimmy was doing was he wasn't steering we were basically going across one side to the other of the side, like the river. So we hadn't gone too far in the first 2 hours, and again cracked the shit. So I'm looking forward to finding out who that is. As time goes on, we're going to have someone who cracks the shits, and I'm looking forward to that happening. So it'll be interesting to see who that is.
There's definitely a lot of in the comps that are going on up here. There's a lot of poking and prodding that goes on from the sideline. So I'm also looking forward to seeing who's going to crack first. Might be very low odds on a couple of boys. One big fella that's been spending a lot of time on the tennis court, I'm sort of thinking of. But the boys can address that next show.
Yeah, I actually see there was some good banter going on between Royal Marshall and Hilly today, and they were just about to. Hilly was just about to go, you might reckon. So that would have been an interesting little argument. But it will be. It's gonna, as time goes on, something's gonna unfold. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Absolutely.
Who's ticking you off at the moment, or who's got the potential? Who do you reckon's gonna, at some stage, just push your own buttons?
It's a good question. Josh Battle, he's someone that he's just always up to do something, and he's just always after breakfast, lunch, whatever it is, he just wants to do something. So he's like, JB, what are you doing? Let's do this, let's do that. You know, sometimes you just want to chill out and things like that. And he's got a loud voice, big smile. He's just he can be in your face a bit. So he's probably one I just got to be careful of, I think. But I'm just trying to think who else. You boys got anyone? Doug?
I brought up Wilkes earlier. Wearing thin early, but Gresh is probably another one.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's great at everything, but he's really good at nothing. He's footy's probably the only thing with Gresh. Yeah. He doesn't have too many other strings to the bow, so it's probably lucky he's got us. But he's definitely the one that's throwing the abuse from the sidelines on the tennis court and potting people during FIFA. So I'll have to watch him in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I've just thought of another one, Zach Jones for mine. He already starting to really push my buttons. You know, even at training, but around the resort, we both sort of go at each other. So we're doing gym today, and he was just at me the whole time, and just wanted to clock him. But
angry man Jonesy.
He is, but he's a bit of a pest as well. I don't know how much time you guys have spent with him up here, but he's annoying. So yeah, I got to watch out for him as well. We're in smaller groups as well, so I think you spend more time throughout the day with those sort of guys. So they're probably, I think all three of us are in different groups. So
another one as well probably actually is Nath Brown. Strutting around up here. I haven't seen him with his boy. At the resort, I haven't seen him with his shirt on other than at the dinner table. And I'm sort of thinking, geez, 32 or whatever he is, and probably the best looking bloke on the list.
Oh.
Might wear thin on a few lads. A bit of jealousy getting around. Yeah. So
is that coming from you?
100%.
I've just been getting drive-bys, to be honest. I can't walk anywhere within the resort without just getting a little sneaky jibe from anyone. There's a lot of blokes that are really comfortable at the moment at the resort, and I'm just getting drive-bys left, right and centre. So I reckon there's a few blokes that are going to tick me off very quickly. So Dean Kent is starting to get on my nerves a bit. He's rooming
He's
next to me.
Yeah, a bit all
He's an
over the
absolute
place.
pest. He keeps trying to get in my room. I'm doing a puzzle, and he keeps trying to get in my room every time I walk in. I've got to slam the door shut because he's trying to steal a piece. So if he gets in, he's in strife.
The resident hub hairdresser.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has been. Yes, I've noticed. He's actually been doing a pretty good job. I haven't
Yeah.
seen about. Oh, did he do Caulfields? If he's done Caulfields, it's ordinary. But everyone else seemed to be getting away reasonably well.
Yeah.
Might have to check in this week.
Yes, fair enough. And speaking about people within the vicinity of your room, we spoke earlier about who you're rooming with, Doug. JB, tell us about why how some of the rooming was allocated.
Yeah, I think there was a limited amount of single rooms. So I think how it worked was if you had kids and family back home, you got first dibs on a room to yourself because obviously most nights, every night you'd be FaceTiming back home and just having your own space, speaking to your family and things like that. Then I think it was I was staff as well with family back home was included, and then I think sort of the leaders or senior players got a room to themselves, and then the rest was sort of
And then Hanbury.
and then Hannah's. Yeah, I think that was more for everyone's benefit as well. But the shared rooms were sort of just with close mates, like Doug said, being with Logs and things like that. So yeah, I think it seems like it's all worked out pretty well. No real complaints, but there is the option to move and change if things go pear-shaped or you get sick of each other 3 or 4 weeks in.
Hannah's must be getting absolutely sick of living by himself. I think he spent most of the lockdown period alone home. Or he had a roommate who moved out, and then he was begging someone to move in with him.
I thought Gresham was going to move in with him.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he gets here and he's requested a roommate, and everyone said no. So just gives the people an idea out there of how annoying he is, and potential guest on the show going forward. So it'll be good to hear from.
Looking
from
forward
Dan.
to that.
So.
You boys will struggle to get a word in that one, I would have thought.
Yeah, that's all right.
That'll
We
be a
can
week
let
off.
him roll.
That's fine.
That's fine. Anyway,
Now, obviously, we found out yesterday we're playing Port Adelaide in round 8, Duke. So we've got the Crows this week at the Adelaide Oval, next Monday. And then 5 days later, again, we're back at the Adelaide Oval on Saturday night against Port. So back-to-back games. Can you talk us a little bit about that? Firstly, playing at the Adelaide Oval. You're returning there. You must be looking forward to that. And then obviously the opportunity the week after to play against the old side.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. Bit of time on the road again for us. But, it's a great spot to play out there at Adelaide Oval. So I know all the boys will be looking forward to it. And, I'm really looking forward to playing against the old mob, actually. It'll be interesting. Got a few mates that'll be out there, and no doubt there'll be a bit of chirp coming my way, which I have a few things in my back pocket to throw back at them. And it should be good fun. They're going all right, but I think we've got a good brand of footy that'll take it up to them. So hopefully we can come away with 2 wins from these 2 trips on the road, and keep moving forward with our season.
And I think so supporters are going to be allowed to go to the game come Monday against the Crows. So it will sort of be your first experience playing at the Adelaide Oval, sort of on the other side of things. It's always very hostile when you go there, and you got the whole stadium against you as an interstate club. So that'll be a new experience as well. Yeah,
it's it'll be a bit different. I actually debuted in a showdown. There was an Adelaide Crows home game, and there was about 50,000 Crows fans there that day, and I think we ended up getting pumped. We ended up getting pumped, and it was a pretty hostile crowd that day. So I dare say the next couple of weeks, when the fans are finally allowed back, it'll be pretty similar to them. But they definitely turn up in numbers over there in Adelaide. They love their footy, both Crows and the Port fans. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they react, I guess.
Not sure how much time or what we're going to be allowed to do over there, if we're going to be permitted to get out of the hotel room and see some of the wonderful sights around Adelaide. If we are able to, where would you go first? Where's your go-to spot?
Go-to spot. There's a couple. There's some great spots in Adelaide to eat and have a beer, whatever you want to do. Probably there's a good cafe just in the city. Might take a few of the boys down there called Peter Rabbit. There's a couple of good lads that run it down there. So it's make great coffee, great food. So if I can get out of the hotel with a few of the boys, definitely go down there. A bit of a regular back when I was over there was the Moseley down at Glenelg. Great for a beer in the summertime and also for a good feed. So
Couple of good shout-outs there.
yeah, I've actually plugged a couple of port boys there, so won't name them, but
Well done.
definitely a great spot to go for a feed or a beer.
Good information for any Saints fans that are on the road or are in Adelaide that are going to come and watch us on Monday or the following Saturday night. That'll be good. Hopefully we can get some Saints fans there to drown out some of the Adelaide and Port Adelaide crowd. They're pretty vocal down there, like you said, JB.
Absolutely.
All right, JB, so we're going to do a prank call today. Now, every club has to have a compliance officer, COVID compliance officer. Ours is former Wallaby Rebel and Queensland Reds player, Ben
Superstar.
Daly. So we're very lucky to have him. He's got a law background, so he does a bit of that for the club as well. So he's taking this role on very serious. He's done a great job. Obviously, it's an important role for the AFL, important role for the footy club, something we're taking very seriously, something Ben Daly's certainly taking very seriously.
Yes.
But with only a couple of days left of quarantine, we thought we might try and play a bit of a prank on him just to see if we can get some kind of reaction from the big fella who could do a lot of damage if he got on the wrong side of him. So hopefully it works out. He's had the nickname of Sheriff because he's been running a really tight regime here. So we're going to give him a call, and we're going to pretend that you just gotten back. The boys got back from a gym session, and you've been left behind. So basically, for everyone at home, we've got to jump on a bus in small groups, get to the gym, get picked up from the gym in the same bus, and driven back. No other interactions with anyone outside of the facility, and there and back straight away. So if you're left behind and wandering the streets, that's a pretty big deal, and $100,000 fine. So
Absolutely. All right.
hopefully you can pull it off.
Let's do it.
Good luck.
Don't put me off.
Hello.
Benny, JB.
Hey, mate. How you going?
Good, mate. I went to the toilet when I was doing weights just before we were the last group, and
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit of a joke, and then came back and I had to get my phone and drink bottle and stuff, and the bus had left,
Right. Okay.
and I was just I waited for 10, 15 minutes thinking it was piss 8 they were going to come back, and I've just started walking back towards the resort. But can someone pick me up?
Yeah, sure, mate.
But I don't know.
Really? They left without you?
Yeah, I'm just started walking. I've spoken to
Okay. Mate,
I've spoken-
I reckon stay where you are because you don't want to be walking. You're outside of quarantine, so you need to stay in your training area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I went to the servo, just got a bottle of water. I was just speaking to a couple of people just then.
Right, yeah, mate. You drew me up.
Nah,
Nice. You're not drew me up.
nah, mate. Can you come and pick me up?
Where are you? You free?
Should I just start heading back to the gym?
Yeah, you probably should, mate. And then maybe just stay there and count your sins.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm
What's the
probably.
location?
I'm just near that second roundabout on the way back.
Okay.
I'll just walk back to the gym.
How far away for you for the gym?
Oh, 5-minute walk.
And so, did you go into the actual servo, did you?
Yeah,
As
just
well?
got a bottle of water.
And got a bottle of water?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that, should I?
Well, yeah, no, you shouldn't have.
Oh,
Okay, right.
Yeah, this bloke-
I don't know where you are. But can you give us the location?
yeah, right, I'll get my phone up.
Are you G'ing me up?
Yeah, got you, mate.
Good by you. Well done. Well done.
Got the share of a beauty.
Surely.
No,
Well done.
you're a guest on our podcast, Benny. So it's
right.
gear. So
Oh, right. There
sorry
you
to
go.
give you a heart
Right.
attack.
No, all good, mate. That's all good. It's a $100,000 fine for you, bloke. So I won't be paying it, I can assure you.
Well, neither will we because JB's sitting in Enclave 8, so he's all right.
Well done. Well played, gent.
All right, mate. We'll see you later.
Mate. All right, thanks, guys. Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.
I think he just thought you were taking the piss because it's just so unbelievable.
Yeah.
But then he was a bit worried. There was someone that cleared in the back. I think Letters was in the background too. They would have been starting to fret. Oh well. got the sheriff. So only 1.5 days of quarantine left. So he would have been stressing out hard if that had been the thing that broke the quarantine rules.
He's doing a great job. He's been very good for us.
He has been. He's a big
very
man.
thorough and he's a big man. Yeah, you wouldn't want to get
on his wrong side because I reckon he could do some damage to big fella.
Yeah. All right, that's all we have time for today on our first episode back of season 2 up here in the hub. Thanks, Big Doug, for joining us and being our first guest.
That was good.
Good fun and all the best obviously this weekend and then against the old mob the week after. And next week, to all our listeners, next week we hope to have Hannah's on. That's unless he gets voted to be sent home. So hopefully not, but we'll have Hannah's here next week. So you'll be sure to tune into that because it'll be very entertaining. So thanks again.
Thanks, boys.
No worries. Thanks for coming. Another good episode, JB. Good wrap up there. Better than your intro.
Thanks, Jarryn, for the constant feedback throughout the podcast.
No worries, mate. Thank you for listening to Talking Hub with Jack and Jarryn.
Keep an eye out for our next episode to drop. But until then, go Saints.